What's up guys, Dr. Kyle here. Hey, we're gonna talk today about going back to school. This one's actually a pretty cool topic because this is probably in my entire lifetime the weirdest going back to school ever, because it's not just going back to school. Some kids are going back to school part-time, or I don't know all the details. Every school district's different, but I'm gonna act like everyone is going back to school part-time, and they're gonna be doing stuff at home some as well, so that when I teach you this, I'm gonna give you some things to do at home, some things to do at school as well, okay? So number one thing you wanna do for your kids is look at, and we're gonna talk about when they go to school, look at their backpack, okay? Now, I know you've thought about backpacks and you've heard, hey, you need a special backpack. It doesn't necessarily have to be special as much as it needs to be not so much stuff in it. And when I look at these kids' backpacks, they have these tons of books and everything else, and so they're gonna end up like this. So if you put something heavy on a kid's shoulders, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go like this, and he don't wanna stare at the ground, so then he's gonna go like this. And so this is what they're gonna look like. They're gonna have forward head posture, a hunched over shoulders, and because their body's not used to doing that on a regular basis, that's gonna weaken their upper back. They're gonna get shoulder tension, maybe even pain. It can lead to headaches, it can lead to sinus problems because that upper part of your neck is a big part of the sinus issues. It's overall gonna stress the spine, which in return stresses the nervous system, which in return stresses the immune response and everything else, so they're more susceptible to getting sick. So believe it or not, backpack wearing can actually play a role in the immune response, believe it or not. So making sure that your child can wear a backpack and have it tight enough to where they can walk in a normal position, and make sure they're not gonna be doing this for long periods of time, like carrying a bag around a ton, for long periods of time. So that's number one, look at the backpack. Number two is going to be, if you're at home, look at ergonomics. So if your child's at home, that means they're gonna be on a computer. Probably actually nowadays, kids are on computers even at school too. So, but you can control at home, right? So at home, make sure they have a good ergonomic setup if they're gonna be looking at a computer, watching a video, studying, reading books, all those things. I'm gonna put those all into the same thing, but that the computer is eye level, okay? So that they're not looking down at a laptop like this and their arm coming around constantly typing on the laptop or using the mouse and things like that. Get yourself, if you're using a laptop, an external keyboard and a mouse, get the computer up to eye level, get the keyboard and the mouse back, I'll back up so you can see my arm, but mouse close to them and the keyboard close to them instead of hunched over like this. Keep an eye on them, and at the same time, make sure they're not sitting for more than 15, 30 minutes at a time. Get them up, start them moving, have them do stretches, range of motion, maybe go outside and run, get some sun. All those things are gonna be very important to make sure that they don't end up like this. Okay, that's gonna increase stress, which affects the immune response. So if you want your child to have a healthy immune system, they have to have a healthy spine as well. Okay, and actually just preventing any other kind of health issues as well on that. So number one is backpack, number two is ergonomics. And the next one, so this is, like I said, a very weird time where a lot of kids, at schools, I don't know all the details, but I think they might be requiring masks or things like that. If your child is wearing a mask to school, get them a breathable mask, because they need to get oxygen, good oxygen. I've heard people say that, hey, wearing a mask doesn't affect your breathing at all. That's just silly. It doesn't even make sense that if you're bringing CO2 out, you're clearly gonna bring more CO2 in, and that's not gonna be a good thing. Is it gonna cause you to have a disease or pass out? Probably not, but it's not the healthiest they can be. They need clean, good oxygen. Hey, at the same time, get them an organic mask. Get them, all these masks people are wearing have tons of chemicals on them that they're constantly breathing in. Get them an organic mask so they're not breathing nasty stuff in, okay? So that's the mask part. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think anybody should be wearing a mask, especially if you're going to school. I think there's no good science behind that, and it's bad for you, and it's bad for the mind, it's bad for the kid's mind. We'll stop there. But if they are wearing a mask, that's what you want to make sure you're doing. The next one is at home, teach them how to do, and do this as a family, an exercise called wall angels. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. It's a wall angel exercise, everything in your body. So your heels, the palms out, the back of your hands, the back of your head, the back of your back, your butt, everything's touching the wall. Okay, and you're gonna hold that there for about 3 minutes. Okay, you wanna get to where your kids can hold this for 3 minutes. What that's gonna do, as you can see, what that's gonna do is actually retrain and strengthen the back, because all day they're like this and hunched over. Just so you know, this is for you too, and this isn't just for kids at school, but because they're so hunched over, they got the backpack, they have the computer like this all day, they're hunched over looking maybe at cell phones, at iPads. We wanna get their shoulders back, palms out. So make that every single day when they get home from school. 3 minutes on the wall, counteract all this. We know that what you do on a regular basis is what you become. Everybody's seen the old lady who's been gardening most of her life or cooking or whatever, and she looks like this, because what she did is what she became. Unfortunately, that's what our kids already look like. So do that with all your kids. Wall angels that are a very, very important one. Okay, my final one here is get chiropractic care. Chiropractic care is essential, number one, for actual movement in the spine, for postural changes, for counteracting those postural changes. Movement is the key to health. The adjustment not only helps their posture, which is huge, prevents pain and prevents spinal problems, but it also is gonna help boost their immune system. It's gonna help strengthen their body's ability to handle stress because it helps bring them back into homeostasis and balance. So that is key. I know we got a lot of stuff going on outside here, so you might hear some bangs and stuff. But anyways, that's the top 5 things, guys, for back to school. You guys have an awesome day.